Hello friends, welcome back to today's video. Welcome back to our channel. If we have not met, hi, my name is Tanya. Welcome to our southern Minnesota homestead. So glad you're here. I thought I would just show you a few little updates, introduce you to a few new homestead characters, additions, and just update you guys a little bit on the garden. But speaking of additions, one is coming up here, so let me show you and introduce you to someone super adorable. Daisy, come here, Daisy. Daisy, Tyson's helping out. Hi, oh, you are so clean. This is our Great Pyrenees Daisy. Yes, she is now 3 months, I believe. Hi. She is already doing such a great job here on the homestead. She's a sweetheart. Hello, yes. We got her from somebody here in Minnesota a few hours away, and she's just a total sweetheart. You guys can tell she's been already running around the homestead. She gets into all the mud, all the things, but she's doing so well. Yes, you are. She's just such a mellow and a calm dog. Yeah. Yes, hi. She's just so sweet. So she's one of, now we have 3 dogs. This is our oldest. If you're new to the channel, this is Tyson. He is our old guy. He's a 9-year-old black lab. And then we have Daisy. And then I shared in the last video that we also have Spot, who is new to our homestead this year as well. The other very exciting addition to our homestead has been these 2 sheep named Ziggy and Smasher. My son named them after a Mario video game, so there you go. But they are 2 ewes, so 2 girls, and our goal for the future is to have them, well, we are hopefully going to breed these 2 sheep, so we are not planning on slaughtering them, but hopefully then later, kind of the beginning of our flock, and to eventually have meat for us, and then possibly to even sell for the future. But right now we're taking care of them, we're getting used to them. We have them in this, actually it's a large chicken runner that we purchased from Walmart. It has been working really well. We move it all around the property, so they're getting fresh grass and like rotating pastures every day. They are so calm, they're well behaved, they really have gotten to know us really well. They're gentle around, the kids and all the other animals. The animals also interact well with them. So overall, it has been a really great experience. We were kind of going back and forth between goats and sheep, but we were kind of fortunate. We knew someone who was a sheep farmer, and we just kind of decided we felt a little more comfortable with sheep. So here we are with our first 2 sheep, and hopefully the beginning of a flock for the future, and again, hopefully some meat sheep to come on the homestead. They are just so sweet, the best. I definitely recommend sheep. They're so great. And then I wanted to take you over. I'm sorry, I had to do a voiceover because the wind would have blown out your eardrums. It is so windy here, especially, again, fields all around us. I just wanted to give a little update, especially from the last video, about our garden so far in June. So I have this little garden bed that is strictly for onions, and so I mainly have onions and a couple like random beets growing in there, but onions have been doing really well. And even since filming this, since I have fertilized with bunny manure, the onions have taken off. I also have some jalapenos in there. I kind of showed you there in the corners. Those are okay. They're not doing as well as I would have hoped, but the onions are doing really well. So we've gotten green onion. I'm also letting them go to get like the bulb onion later in the season. And then in these garden beds, they're also doing really well. Again, these were here when we moved in, but we have a few different things going on here. So we had kind of the middle one. You'll see I have tomato plants and things spread out, but here in the corner, these are my cucumber plants. So I have a pickling one, and then just like the regular cucumber. And then I have random strawberries kind of strewn out throughout the garden beds. I have just made their little homes and are just wherever in there. So my strawberry harvest was not very good this year. I also have a cilantro plant that's doing really well. I tried, that is my sad attempt at a plant, although in my defense, it was doing well inside, but it did not go well when I took it out. And then something also ate it a few days later. So since I have purchased a basil plant, that is our old kitty Xena dropping by to say hello. She always likes to say something. I know you guys can't hear her, but she's a little spicy lady. And then this is my zucchini plant that is doing really well as well. And then in this middle one, I have a few tomato plants. I have, again, some more green onions on the side. I have this dill that is just doing so well. It smells wonderful. I've been using it for all kinds of soups and salads. It's just so good. It makes my Ukrainian heart so happy. And like I said, I have tomato plants going down the middle. And I think I have a few. I think I have 3 in this row. And then I also have just some cabbage. That's my one cabbage. My other one didn't make it for some reason. So I have 1 so far. And then I over to the side, I also have some lettuce, which I think I'll show you in a little bit. Yeah, so here is kind of the shots. And also I have more radishes. I've decided I'm basically becoming a radish farmer. They're so easy to grow. We've already picked so many and eaten them. I love making a radish cucumber salad with them, just dipping them in hummus. So I just kind of keep a rotation going because you're able to harvest every 3 weeks with radishes. It's awesome. It's such an easy crop to start with if you wanted to try gardening, and I feel like it's just so satisfying and really useful. And you can see Zena's really trying to get our attention. But the tomatoes are already starting to get flowers. The lettuce has really been growing. And yeah, we've been able to use some of the lettuce just for sandwiches, things like that. But it's, it's going, it's doing its thing, and it's very beautiful. It's just a really nice variety of lettuce. I don't know exactly what it's called, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but it's been going really well. We had 1 tiny strawberry. That was our whole strawberry harvest. But 1 is better than nothing. So hopefully next year we'll get more. And then, yeah, you can see here I have some more tomatoes, and then I planted even more radishes in that area just because I'm really going hard on the radishes, doing what I can. Just because now in Minnesota, it's really kind of, our season is short, so it's really hard to try to like get more tomatoes or more cucumber because by the time they actually start producing, it's going to be too late and we're not really able to harvest. And then in this garden bed, I have our potatoes, and they actually have been doing really well. And it's interesting to see this footage because even this was filmed a few days ago, like a week ago maybe, and they have grown so much since that time. And we did a lot of weeding, we went in. So I'm excited to see what we do get for potatoes because, again, we use potatoes for so many things, right? You can never have enough. The goal is eventually to have even more in the future, but being able to grow anything, starting small, is better than nothing. So I'm excited to see where this goes. And it's just such a fun crop as well to try for kids to see, so. And you can see the sheep are just hanging out. And again, because of the wind, it's super bad. So I'm just going to continue the voiceover, but we're going to walk on over to our orchard. And we are very fortunate. This was here when we moved in. There was an elderly couple who lived here before us, and they just did an amazing job preserving and just keeping these trees. They have these rows of beautiful maples that they actually did use for tapping sap to make maple syrup. I guess they were kind of known for that around our neighborhood, like in our area where we live. And we were not able to get to that. Hopefully in the future, we would love to do that. But then we have this whole entire row of these beautiful plum trees. And I don't know what variety of plums it is, but these plums are a little bit smaller. They're not kind of like the ones that you see at the store, but my goal is to hopefully do some more canning and things this year. Last year, things were just really hectic when we first moved and we never really got around to it. So hopefully this year. alongside next to the plums, we have this really wild raspberry patch, which also was here when we moved in. I definitely have to go in and do some pruning and cleaning it out, but you can see there are already raspberries forming. And usually with the raspberries, at least based on last year, we just eat them because the kids love berries. So I don't think I'll be canning or anything like that. Most likely just eating hopefully some fresh raspberries in a few weeks time. But they are looking really good and I'm super excited. I feel like this is an update video to last video. If you guys did not see it, but I mentioned it, we had cleaned out our rabbit, moved him and got some of his little droppings here. And so this is, I had mentioned that this is actually just great for the garden. You don't have to wait like other manures. And so this is what actually I'm going to be doing today. I got some more and I'm just going to be putting it on top again. I don't know if the wrong right way, but that's kind of what I'm doing. Just going to spread it around the different garden beds and put some fertilizer as things are growing. So not too much, but just a little bit spread out. So I'm going to go and do that right now. I also just wanted to end this video with a few little glimpses, and I'll link a recipe down below for a rhubarb crisp recipe. You guys know I like to share recipes, especially if they're easy and good. And this, you can see our rhubarb has been going so wild. This was a couple days later, I finally had a chance to go out. This was after the rain in the morning. It was so great, and I was able to get some of these giant rhubarb leaves. And like I said, I found this recipe. I'll link it down below. I just found it on Pinterest for a rhubarb crisp recipe, and it turned out really great. I brought it to Bible study, and some of the the ladies seem to really enjoy it, and some people have asked me for the recipe since then. So yeah, I felt like it was pretty easy to make. Daisy was helping me out here, kind of. But it didn't take very long at all, which I also appreciate, like a quick dessert and quick meal, right? Quick treat. And I think it'd be great for company. And we actually ended up also, when we had some left over, we ate it with like whipped cream. It was so good. It was a perfect balance of not too sweet and like not too tart. So my daughter, you can see, she helped me out. We just chop it up and mix everything in together. And again, it was not very difficult, and pretty much everything most likely you have on hand is just oatmeal, flour, some sugar, some cinnamon, I believe, and then you just bake it, I think, for like 45 minutes. Don't quote me. Look at the recipe. I'll link it down below because I don't remember off the top of my head. But again, it's a very quick and easy recipe. And you don't need too much rhubarb. I think it's like 4 cups, which I think was about 6 or 7 stalks, but it turned out really well. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.